Hello YouTube, this is Canthor420 with my first video, and I thought, because I've watched so many of them on YouTube, EDC videos have helped me out a lot with picking out what to carry, where to carry, and how to carry it. So I thought I'd give my 2 cents and hopefully help a few people to pick out what they need for their EDC. Now, usually I'm a minimalist. I'll carry as little as possible. But in the past year, from watching all y'all's videos, I have started to carry quite a bit more, and I would consider my EDC to be very heavy. So, well, let's get started. The first thing every man needs is a belt. So, my belt of choice is a Yates 1.5-inch uniform Rappel belt. Now, not only can this thing hold 4,000 pounds, it is also extremely soft. Extremely soft. Now, this is not a rigid gun belt that will keep your gun at attention, but it's extremely soft and extremely nice. Now, on the side of that belt, starting from my right hip, I carry, this is a random pouch by Outdoor Edge. Now, it just looks like any magazine pouch or multi-tool pouch, but if you look on the back, I've torn off their belt clip and I slip my belt into there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I can slip my belt straight through there. It's extremely secure and extremely comfortable, and I prefer the horizontal carry on my belt anyways. So what's in this pouch? First thing, a Fisher bullet space pen. I use this all the time. I can't tell you how often I've needed to pull out a pen for checks, to sign my name, to whatever it is, and I wanted for a long time to carry a pad of waterproof paper, but I figured out that that's not the right thing to do. This is such an awesome pen that it will write on hands, it will write on skin, anywhere. So I hold out my forearm and I say, will this write on skin? So it does, every single time. Amazing little pen for its size. So that stays clipped to the side, can't fall out, even if the snap is open. The main thing I carry in here would be a Fenix flashlight. This is, let's see if it'll focus on that. I believe these guys on YouTube put their hand behind it. It's a Fenix PD20 Premium R5. This is an amazing flashlight. It's compact, it's easy to use, easy to figure out, it's got lots of modes, and it'll last 36 hours on low mode with one battery. I can't tell you, I use this every single day. And it's waterproof, I've tested that, it's shockproof, I've dropped it a couple of times, and I don't want to be without it. And of course in here we also have 2 packets of BC headache powder. This is a computer age, there's computers everywhere. If people who are looking at a screen for a long period of time have a headache, this is the fastest acting, best stuff on the market that I know of. Non-prescription, of course. I'm going to put this all back in here so you just get the effect of what it would look like on my belt. Now, of course, the snap, when I close it, because it's a lopsided carry, it looks a little lopsided, but it works. I want this to be able to flex with my body whenever I get up and down, whenever I crouch down really quick. And I know you can't see it, but inside there, at the very bottom of this case, there's an extra CR123A battery in there. So if I ever accidentally hit the button and leave it on, or I just need an extra battery, extra 36 hours for my flashlight, man, I love this little case. Again, this case was hard to find. I got it at Academy. I think it was about $8. It's from Outdoor Edge, and I just tore off their cheap plastic belt clip and strung my belt straight through there. So that's the first and most important. Another thing that I carry, obviously, every guy needs a cell phone. This is one of the biggest cell phones on the market with the biggest case on the market. This is a Droid X2 with an Otterbox case. And you can see that's just, I love this phone. I've dropped it a couple of times. I had a girlfriend drop it down a flight of stairs, and it bounced all the way down to the bottom. It hit the bottom. I mean, most phones would have shattered to pieces, but as you can see, it's got a little mark right there above the buttons in the plastic. Obviously, it took a hit hard enough that would have broken most phones. This is a really big and heavy phone, but large screens, very nice for surfing the web or looking up any information I want. I love to just speak into my phone and ask it a question to Google. A wonderful phone. That is in my back pocket. Always in my back left pocket. So, there's the phone. Now, every single guy needs to have a knife in his EDC, maybe even several. Well, for worst case scenario, I would want something strong and good looking, and possibly even never ever used unless worst case scenario happens. I never use this cold steel Spartan for anything unless it's an emergency. It stays factory sharp. This tucks into my pocket, and the blade itself rides very low. Only this is sticking up out of my pocket, and that's just an amazing little carry for this massive and hefty knife. And it's a great conversation topic as well. I can't tell you how many people have pulled out something that they think is a cool blade, and I pull this out and it just trumps whatever they're carrying. They may have paid more, but man, this thing is so well built. I mean, it's again, like I said, goes with the rest of my EDC. This is a heavy blade, but it's attractive, and I would bet my life on it. Also, for emergencies, I wouldn't want to take a little knife and start sawing back and forth on a rope that's accidentally wrapped around my neck. Or if my seatbelt's stuck and I'm underwater, I don't want to have to saw with some little pocket knife or razor blade. So if all is going wrong, this is on me all the time. Now, I said some people carry multiple knives. Well, I might just be one of those people. And assuming I can find, there it is. A lot of people have done videos on this knife. It's the only fixed blade that I carry, and it's a very small one. This is the cold steel Minitac Kiridashi. Now, I loved the tip on this knife. Let me take it out for you. That is a devastating little personal defense blade. And I carry it differently than everybody else does. This is supposed to be a neck knife. On this, meant to hang around your neck. But I've never seen anybody else do this, and I'd love to share this with YouTube and get some other people doing this, because it's lightning fast draw if you put hollowed out 550 cord on it and loop your belt through. Now, for a while I had the problem of, yes, it'll come out once it hits my belt loop. It'll slip that way. And once it hits my belt loop, it'll come out. But I don't like that horizontal movement. So, my third and final blade will come into play. And I don't usually need 3 blades, but this one is more of a utility knife, obviously. And not this one, but the one I'm about to show you. This Minitac Kiridashi is easy to sharpen, easy to carry. Man, I just can't say enough good things. If I was in a fight, this was where my hand would go first, because it comes out in a flash. It's amazing, strapped to a belt. Again, hollowed out 550 cord. I recommend you use 2 different pieces for this, because one piece might break, and obviously in the front, I think that looks pretty good with the 2 knots right next to each other. But I love this blade, and I love the way I carry it. Horizontal on my belt, on this side of my belt buckle. So that would be the top of my left hip, right above the top of this. So, but to keep that knife in place, to keep this thing from sliding horizontally on my belt, what I have just in the past week started to do is carry this.